Well, my friends, here we go again. Way to 20 pull-ups in a row. Without a break, without hanging, rest and next, no. 20, 20, 20, you know, 20 in one row, that is the goal. Part 2 today. We are by the Russian ladder system. That is the system which I use now, the last time and also today. And then we will progress step by step. If you don't know what system that is, watch the first part. There I have explained it a long time. Today we make a short video. You will see my progression. I was by around 12 straight pull-ups. And this system works out that I get better, you know, that really works out, but it will not work out in one day that you can do that. Discipline, go on, and without supplements, you know, I'm not taking creatine, protein powder and this and that, no. I live natural, you know, without all of those steps. It's maybe harder to do that than with all those other things, you know. And today is, I feel it still in my arms, because I have a job where I have to carry a bicycle every day, 4, 6, 7 hours every day. And I waited now a longer time for the next training. I told you 2 times a week is important for those exercises to do. Then you have enough rest that you get better. Now I had to make a little longer rest. I would have made the workout 2 days ago, but I had too much pain in there, you know, and I knew that will not progress to me, and so I waited 2 days. Yeah, battery was over, my damaged camera, you know it when you know my videos. So I waited a bit longer now, 2 days longer, when I feel better to do that, you know. Of course I could have done it, but then of course the numbers will get lower than the last time, and that is not the best way to do it, you know. And so to me it was more wise to wait 2 days longer. Now I warm up joint mobility, and then we go into it in the Russian ladder system, and then we see how it works out. Maybe you make the same steps as me, and then we will make together 20 pull-ups in a row. Let's do it. So warm up is over, now we can start into it. It means Russian ladder system in short terms, 75 pull-ups would be the end goal, you know, in that one session in different sets. Watch the first part, so I make not maximum reps. That is not the goal of that system. The goal is to make a lot of repetitions without going to the limit in the first sets, you know. That is important. And we will watch out how far I can today, you know, volume training. And that is the thing, you know. So let's start into it. Let's do it. But before we go into it, watch the nice view from there. Wow, what a weather, or? That is amazing. The sun, the summer comes, you know, and we train indoor. So, first ladder. 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1 correct pull-ups, you know, that is the goal. Maybe that feels simple now if you don't know the system, but that gets also tough and that helps you a lot, believe me that. So 5 straight pull-ups, and all, when you have questions, watch the first video there. In part 1 I have explained the whole thing for a long time. Now workout. 5. Oh shit. Shit. That is now a problem. I have to change it. Shit. Because from carrying the heavy bag and the bicycle in that position, I have now here a little pain, you know. And by that position I feel it completely. So that makes no sense now. That position. You know, I mean, we can adjust to it. Here I have a little, how it is called. When you lift a lot of weight, then you have pain, you know. That is like and in that position I felt it. Here not, you know. When you go up, not, but there. So I make it this, but they are more tougher, so. But yeah, that is always something, you know. Then you have to adjust to it. That makes nothing. It's just that position, that goes, you know. So we try it here. That we do. Wait, and I have the space. So that is better. Yeah, I feel it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They are much more difficult, you know, than those But that needs a few days, a week or so that it is away. And when I go now into it in every repetition into pain, that makes it not better, you know. That is stupid, you know. So that is the best way, but now the 5-5-5 will not go, you know. We go as far as we come, and then we go one repetition down, you know. So 4. 4. And rest, I told you, as long as you need, but as short as possible, you know. Not 3, 4, 5 minutes, no. But also not 5 seconds again. The breathing is not the problem. A little bit weight that you can make controlled 3 repetitions under tension, you know. And now to go up with the knees, clean pull-ups, you know. Sometimes I mix the words push-ups and pull-ups, don't wonder. Sometimes I see it afterwards in the video, you know. Pull-ups. 1, 2, 3. You feel it, you know. You know, most of the time when I'm trained, I have nothing. But when you have something, then you can also do something, but intelligent, you know. Like this, there I have nothing, all good, no problem. So 2. Little bit rest. Then we have 1 more. Then we don't need too much recovery. Then we have the first ladder. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. And then we have now 15 pull-ups, you know, in that short time, and we are not finished, you know. When you can only do 12 maximum, then make your 12, and after the 12 you are finished. And in the next set, there will not go that much, you know. And here we have made now 15 more than our maximum, and that without going to the limit, you know. In that volume, next ladder. First ladder finished, next ladder. Now a little bit longer rest, because we go back to the 5 repetitions, we try it, and then we see, you know. A little bit longer now. 1 minute, around plus minus that time, you know. Watch out to the beautiful mountains, which is nice, the sun, you know. Come a little bit down. Because when you go in one set to the maximum, that takes a lot. When you have done a lot of exercises with ropes, and how is this called? Hanging from one ring to another, I have done that. And when you make that one set maximum, then you are over, you know. When you make one round, hanging this, then there will go not much anymore, you know. And so that is a wise system to get better, you know. So we wait a bit. Also when I talk, it's the breathing a little bit down, you know. The motivation, I pictures Nicolas Cage when he was young. The Shaolin monks, Billie Eilish, after she trained, you know, with the big bottle of, I don't know, protein powder or what is in there. Sly Stallone, Rocky and Rambo where he trained. How? I think he weighed in Rambo 2, you know. And you see Rambo 2, I think he has weighed in 74 kilos. Can you imagine that? A little bit more than me only. And it looked like back in the days Rambo was the ultimate, you know. 74 kilos around what he had. Because he's not that tall, you know. So 5. Well, 5. I've made it. Little rest. And the 4. 20 pull-ups already, you know. some this is nothing, for some this is untouchable, you know. You have to go in your own world where you are right now. Doesn't matter if one is better or not. You have to make it, you know. You go on there. I told you, I know people who make 3, 4, 5 pull-ups and they never train. The whole year they don't train, but they can do it. And then there are other guys who need 1, 2 months to make the first pull-up. Genetics, you know. So 4. You get the real things, you know. When you then go with that to the basketball, now tell me, we have the street ballers, you know, in my videos. But when you're not a street baller, then maybe you don't know it, but when you are here open, and then you use the finest composite leather, a Wilson Evolution, or a Wilson Evo NXT, and you go over it. You cut off the composite, you know. When you are there so sharp, and it's better to use a rubber ball, otherwise you damage the ball, you get a cut in your ball because of that, you know. Or you use weight gloves, then you don't get it most of the times. 3. But now I don't play street ball, so it makes nothing to me, you know. Not too long rest by 2 repetitions now. So there are also different ways up, you know. You go this up, or like me, I go a little bit here, I go more to the biceps on there. By those, I go more here, you know, that you feel. And here, I start completely from here, no jumping, you know. By those, I go a little bit down and then I start it. But here you see the difference. Here, I grab it most of the times this. Then I would start from that position, and that is not a pull-up. But here, as you see, I am not there. You see that? I don't start from here, like by those. When I go here, I am much higher with the elbow. So here, I don't have to go down, you know, because I have to push a long time. So last one, 2, 1. You see? So, have I forgotten the 2? No. We have made, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we have already 30 pull-ups, you know. You know now what it is. Do I look finished? No. 30 pull-ups, and try this out with 1 set maximum and 2nd set maximum. I guarantee you, you make maybe only 20 or 18 repetitions, and now we have 30. And that is the progress what you make by that Russian ladder system, you know. Now longer rest, because we have to start by 5 again. That is difficult, 5. Come down a little bit from the breathing. I have here a pulse oximeter, I don't know in English, how do you call it? Pulse oximeter, I don't know. So what pulse, what heartbeat do we have? I would wait, before I see it, 86 I would say now. 97, what's 97 and 99 Sauerstoffsättigung, I don't know. Oxygen level, 99. When you talk, it goes up. When you're staying, a little bit waiting. All good, you know, all okay. That is normal. So come down a little bit, and then 5. And I always grab it this, you know, with the thumb out. This makes also a difference. Not this, you can also make it in that variation. But here, I have it more here in the fingers. You see that? Not this. this, like when I make it this variation, I also have it more in the fingers and not grab it complete, you know. It looks maybe so, but it is a difference. I told you, when bars are that tight and that thick, you know, and you can grab it only this, that goes so in the underarms, it's a different story, you know, it depends what you want, and I make it always the same, you know. Of course I change the variations, but the grip is always the same to me, or most of the times. When I'm outdoor, there's another bar, then you have to adjust to it, you know. So also is it this one has a good grip, you know. Not too rough, but not too slippery. Too slippery is also not good, and too thin is also very bad for the fingers. I had all different variations here, you know. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I had 8 different pull-up bars in that room. 8, with that 9. And when we hang on this 10, and with the ladder 11, and with the wooden thing for the climbers, 12 different pull-up variations, what we can make in there. 12 different, you know, so I have seen a lot. Now 5 again. 1. Now 5. All good. Waiting. Like the Shaolin monks, I have in the picture. Come down. Breathe in. Come down, you know. That also can help, you know. When you concentrate, I made auto-chin training back in the days, you know. When you lay there and you say always going warm, cold, it really can lower you down, you know. It was a good system. I don't do it anymore, but me, that helped back in the days. When you know your body, you know, you feel your body. A bit longer now, because we made already 35 pull-ups. 35, you know. Clean pull-ups, because when you do maximum 12, maybe the 12 is not the cleanest. And now we made clean 35 pull-ups already, you know. A little bit waiting. So 4. Four. Good. The training needs a little bit longer because of the volume, you know. Enjoy the weather, the mountains. I see them now, you don't see it now in the picture, but I see the landscape like you before. Something for your mind. One guy's training sprints there, 100-meter sprints. He warms up and then boom, he rushes. Also good, I can watch it from here, you know. On the other side is a gym. I can watch there what they are doing in the gym. Now it's shadowing, but at evening you see them by light. They make group courses, you know. Now 3. Now not too long rest, because only 2 and then the 1 repetition. And here, this is plastic. And there, you feel it much quicker. You will get no sharp, you know, because the GoPro you cannot go too close, you know. It's not a... So, where are we? 2? Oh, yeah, 2. Alright, little rest and then 1. Then we have the next ladder over, you know. So last one. Now, so we made 3 ladders. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next ladder, next ladder. That means 45 pull-ups already, you know. 45, it's a lot. So come down a little bit. And the goal would be 5 ladders, you know. But to come to there needs also time. Does not go when you can do. Watch my friends. Tripod over again. And now the SD card was showing error again. I have enough space, but there was coming error. I have to format, so delete everything that it works again, but thankfully it works now. And that is my problem. I cannot film because it can happen that it stands error, delete everything, or you cannot use the SD card. When you make something important, then all is away. You know? So 5, 4 set, we watch out. Yes, 5. That was good now. 4th ladder, 5 repetitions. Now wait a bit longer, because now it gets more tougher, you know. And also the breathing is important, you know. Not to hold it, you know. Never hold the breathing, then it gets too tough. So a bit waiting. 4. Yes. A bit waiting now. Now the heartbeat goes also a bit more up, you know. Then you feel, of course, a lot of volume, a lot of tension. You are not used to that, you know. When you come from 12 repetitions, and second set 8, and you have 20 repetitions. Last time we made 30, I think, and now we are by the 4th set, so that the body is not used to that, you know. So you have to progress, you cannot go from minimum to the maximum, you know. Progress. The body needs time, you know, to adjust to it. So 3. A little bit waiting. And also other variation today, you know, you're not used to that. But when you make it that you see the progression, normally you should always make the same. Because when you change a bar, the thickness of the bar with hand gloves, without this, that, then you never see where you are right now, you know. So 2 and 1, then we have 4 ladders. Then I will tell you something. 1, 2. Oh yeah. Wait a bit, and then 1. So, last one. Clean repetition. Yes. So, the Russian ladder system. 1 ladder, 2, 3, 4. The 5th we cut out today. That would be too much now. And 4 means these are 60 pull-ups. We made now 60 pull-ups. And that is a lot of volume, you know, 60. Because when you come from 12 maximum and then you make 60, that is a lot, you know. And we made it clean and still good, you know. That is the Russian ladder system. Now a little break. 1 set push-ups. Same how it is called, first pull-ups, you know, and then the push-ups. Always the same now that we see, but of course today, now the muscles are more over for the push-ups than the last time, you know. And then 1 set with the push press, and then it is over. So, little rest, push-ups, we see us. So now the push-ups, here we are. I explained in the last video why this and that, you can watch that. Only 1 set, you know, complete down. Let's do it. So that is enough to make it clean, you know. Sounds maybe not much, but they are deep, you know. And after now the volume, last time 30 pull-ups, today twice as much, 60 pull-ups. And now push-ups, you know. That is enough, you know. So a little bit weight, the kettlebell, and that is all what is needed, you know. Short time, good way. You don't need much more, you know. Also this exercise, I tell you, I told you why I use a light weight. To me now is only to get a little bit more of the tricep shoulder, because we made a lot of pulling and now a lot of pushing, you know. And one set of the push-ups and now one set of those, it's enough to me, you know. Because I concentrate on the pull-ups and I could do the same with push-ups, you know. The system, but that is not now the goal. But the side effect is also there. We will stay fit and get better, you know. That is enough, you know. Because I have to drive 5 hours bicycle and carry my bag. You have to adjust to it. When you have free tomorrow, computer job, yeah, then you can do much more, you know. And this exercise I would never make as first exercise, because shoulder, abs, you know. And here I don't go to the limit, you know. And I make, you know, the stairs training. I made 200s, you know, for the training. 200s in a row. So don't get me wrong, I know how it works, but to me, today, that is enough, you know. I feel it. It's only to get a bit more to the triceps from push-ups. Enough, you know. When you have to drive 5 more hours with bike, going stairs up, heavy back. And I also worked at 6:50 in the morning already, you know. 3 hours, 3.5 hours, and then 1 hour again. In 1 hour, now to eat, I have no breakfast, no meal now, you know. Don't forget that. Only feeling enough, you know. Because the last 2 days I told you I had so much, because I drank bottles in a bag, boom, again, you know, driving, steep up that you feel, you know, it's very too much. When you have no rest, too much. Of course, when you want to get strong, other program, you know, then you go to heavy weights and this stuff, but that is not my goal, you know. But that was now enough. Russian ladder system, we made progress, 60 repetitions, 30 last time, all clean. Adjust to that instead of that. Here I also feel it when I turn it now, but here was no problem, was good. We rest now a few days and then we make maybe the complete 5 Russian ladder systems, 5 ladders. You know, and then we will progress on to other systems, and then believe me, one day we make the 20 pull-ups in a row, you know. In that terms, we see us again. Until then, bye and ciao.